Yeah, one important thing, important, important thing I learned is never attach a goal to your trading in terms of like a monetary goal, right? Because what that does is that makes you think that you can influence how the market treats you or what you can get out of the market. You can't influence that. You can only wait to see your setup and execute. So if you look at week one, I was coming into that week like overconfident because I had a good May, profitable May, end the month prior to that. So I come in, I'm like overconfident, and I'm like, I'm going to flip this account. So I already have this goal in my head, and you don't want a driver. You don't need any energy like that. Because what happens comes come Monday, I see a setup that's not even my setup, but I take it anyway because I'm driven by that goal. You don't want to be driven by anything, right? So then I lose, and then I can't accept the loss because that goal is like my life is just oriented around that goal. So I'm like, okay, I need to take another one, lose two, and then the next day I didn't reset. I came in with the same mentality the next day. Two trades in a row lost. Two trades in a row lost. But then I reset. I calmed down after that. And come Wednesday, I didn't take anything because I didn't see anything clear. I wonder what I took on Thursday. I don't really remember. It was a gold trade. I even told myself I was gonna stay away from it, but yeah, it wasn't an A plus setup though. Although it did go into my direction, I got wicked out. It wasn't an A plus setup. I would not take that right now. So so yeah, ended that week and then I had a full reset because I had the weekend to reset. So now I'm like in drawdown, 4.4 hour drawdown. Right, with this 2K account, I haven't experienced like a loss like that, losing $400 in a week with the 2K account. Mind you, $400 isn't a lot of money, but if you're trading a 2K account, that drops your balance to like 1.5 something, right? So you see that definitely influences you. So then comes the next week, Monday, right? It was this trade I took. I knew not to take it because I was having doubts. When you have doubts about a trade, you shouldn't take it anyway. When you have to convince yourself and you question if it's your setup or not, it's not your setup, right? We all know this, but we still fall for the trap every time. So yeah, that's how I lost on Monday. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like I straightened the hell up. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna keep lacking. I need to get this account back up. Right, but also that is also not the type of energy you want as well, because I'll explain why. So we have Tuesday. Obviously, I was locked in, didn't see my setup, so I didn't trade. That's a W. Wednesday, see my setup, trade. But I was like, I was hesitant a little bit. I went in with a little bit of risk. I didn't want to risk my full risk amount because when you had like four losses in a row, large losses, it does something to your confidence a little bit, right? So how you can mitigate that is by just dropping your risk. And then Thursday, another win. So that got my confidence up. So for the next week, I was kind of like, a little bit confident. I was like, okay, cool. Monday, win. Tuesday, win, obviously, but I'm following like my rules strictly, following the checklist strictly, not messing around. Like if I don't see anything, I don't see anything, I don't act, none of that. Wednesday again. Thursday, this was a good trade, but I didn't manage it correctly. My exit was past a unmitigated demand zone. It was a valid demand zone that I knew buyers could potentially step in, and that could invalidate my exit. But I thought, it'll if anything, it'll probably retrace to my entry and not even tap my stop loss and then continue to the downside, right? I was wrong. It completely stopped me out, used me as liquidity, and then continued down and hit TP I had anticipated. So had I managed the trade properly, like taking partials and go and break even at the demand zone, which is what I usually do, this would have been a win. It would have been like an avoided loss. Right? It wouldn't be a massive win, but it'll be a win and an avoided loss, right? So, but we ended the week up positive, just like the week prior. The week prior it was $16, so I counted as like a break even week. But yeah, this was just like to get the confidence back, right? So then now we're fully confident, but also week 4 is like it's like the last week approaching, and I'm like, oh, I need to end the month profitable. I don't want to be in drawdown at the end of the month, which is a bad energy also to have. Because why does that matter when you could just make that money back on the in July? Just make it back in July. But no, it's the egotistical thing, right? We want to have all our months profitable. So that was weighing heavy on my conscience. So I was trying to battle that and trade properly at the same time, which made it harder. That in itself, that's worse than just like drawdown, because you're in drawdown, then you have that pressure to time pressure, and yeah. So I mean, Monday didn't see anything on Monday, and I was fine with that. I'm like, oh, well, I'll just wait till Tuesday. Then Tuesday comes, and there was a setup that was it was kind of something like I've taken in the past, but then I had a bad feeling about it. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't feel too right. But the reason, and I was battling with myself for like 15 minutes. That in itself is an indication you shouldn't be taking it, right? But I'm also fighting the time pressure that can mess you up. So the time pressure, I'm like, okay, but then I've only got 3 days left to get back in the green to have a profitable month. So that messed me up when I don't need to. I did not need to, but it put more pressure on myself. But still came out on top. So, but the thing is, I entered and then I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. No, I'm not gonna hold this. This is a bad trade. So I closed as close as I could get to break even. Um, $11 loss, which is, you know, it's pretty much break even. So I was happy. I was like, okay, you know what? And also the trade, it went 2R in my direction and then it reversed. So, but then again, I shouldn't have taken it. So if I was going either way, if I was going to make money from it, but it's not a good trade, it's not a win. That's a loss, because if you're breaking your rules and you're winning, that's bad. You're reinforcing negative habits. So yeah, I was happy with closing and getting out of that. And then the next trade, a little win, 1R, 1.3R. And yeah, another win on Thursday. So which brought us back up. So now we're up $163 for June. And we have 2 more days left for June. So, you know, um yeah, if a plus setup appears, we're gonna take that. If not, we're not gonna take it. But I I'm still a little bit like hesitant on taking anything, because I'm like, oh, I reached my goal, which I shouldn't have set in the first place, of having the month be a profitable month. Should not attach any goals, right? But yeah, I guess we'll just, if we see the A plus setup, we're gonna take it. If we don't take it. But yeah, the goal for July is to avoid what happened up here on week number 1. Like, I was live trading on YouTube. I was posting every day, editing every day. So I wasn't getting enough sleep, which affected my performance. On top of that, I was trying to perform for YouTube. So like, when you're recording yourself doing something, you want to make an entertaining video. And that's dangerous with trading because entertaining is usually like you taking something that you shouldn't take, like a setup that you shouldn't take. That's entertaining, right? Because trading is inherently boring. Just you don't see a setup and then it's like, okay, end of the video, which that's how it should be if you're gonna do it properly, right? So yeah, that influenced that first week. So that's why I didn't record the after that. The next week that came, I was just, I'm just gonna focus on trading so I can trade properly, and then we're gonna figure out how we're gonna approach the YouTube thing. I don't think posting every day is healthy for my current circumstance because I do work a full-time job and I box. So that in itself it's stacked. My day is stacked. I can't be recording every day and editing every day also. I'll have to probably I might just do I was thinking of doing compilations and then just keep like the entertaining parts. But I don't know if that's beneficial for learning, you know. But yeah, that's the overview of the P&L for June. Okay. Next month we're just going to be more strict with our rules and checklist and our targets that we predetermine before we enter. We're going to make sure we stick to that and we act quick on that. So yes, that's what we are doing. And in terms of flipping the account, uh I don't know if I want to do that still, but I did say I was going to do it, so I have to live up to my word. So, but we'll build a buffer first. We're going to build a buffer, and then we'll continue to increase risk. So I'm not going to increase risk straight away. Although I can. Uh, or as you can see, like I could handle like a $400 loss in the week. So I could risk double what I'm risking, right? But I want to build a bigger buffer first. So a buffer of $400, and then I'll risk $200 each trade, and we'll grow the account fairly quick. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this and got some valuable information from this. All right, peace.